Sin is clearly the breaking of the law of God. John 3:4, Romans 3:20, Numbers 15:22. It is only through the law that we have knowledge of sin. It can only be by the law that we can define sin. So when someone is sinning, do we or should we simply tell them, "Sure, keep on sinning, have fun, enjoy yourself in your sinning"? The law of God is simply foolish. No, of course not. The Bible commands us to correct and rebuke them in gentleness and kindness. The Bible actually says it is the foolish that decide to keep breaking the law of God. Yet, some, when being corrected in their sin, will quote Titus chapter 3, verse 9. Yet avoid foolish controversies and genealogies and arguments and quarrels about the law, because these are unprofitable and useless. The person being convicted of their sin is attempting to withdraw from the conversation by literally calling the discussion on the law of God a foolish controversy. So then, let's ask the question. Is calling out people's sin foolish? Is teaching obedience foolish? Of course not. That would destroy the whole Great Commission, which is actually founded on the principle of teaching all nations to obey everything Yeshua commanded. We are to teach others how not to sin. We are to teach obedience. Is it a foolish controversy to teach against sin? Is it a foolish controversy to teach obedience? As ridiculous as it might be, when people misuse Titus 3:9, that is indeed what they are saying. They may not be intentionally saying this. They are likely just regurgitating what they have heard others say without really giving the matter any thought. The point of the matter is this. We are to not misuse what Paul wrote in Titus 3:9 to escape correction in our sin. That is not only silly, but very wrong. Titus 3:9 resides in the context of controversy surrounding matters of genealogy and the law of God. We just cannot pretend that Titus 3:9 makes no mention of such, simply to suit our own agenda. If one knows their Bible, one realizes that there are commandments and regulations in the law of Moses afforded to things related to tribes and genealogies. Paul's point is not that it is not worth arguing about these things if there is controversy amongst the people. As Gentiles come into the faith, these matters became more complex, as one's lineage could be rather complex. For example, one could be 25% of one tribe, partially related to another family, or have no Hebrew heritage at all. It was not the easiest thing to figure out. Paul's point was that it was not profitable to argue and debate about genealogies. And whatever you might think about all of that, it really doesn't matter. Here's what does matter. What we certainly do know is that Paul did not say, "Okay, now it is just fine to sin, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise." If someone was caught committing adultery or breaking the law of God, and they were being corrected on the matter, would it make any sense for the person to say, "Well, even though I'm committing adultery, Titus 3:9 says to avoid these controversies about the law of God, so, this discussion is foolish. So I'll see you later and have a nice day." That makes no sense. So the next time someone uses this verse in an attempt to escape the accountability to the law of God and their responsibility to avoid sin, perhaps you can ask them exactly what part of the law of God is foolish to them. I wonder if God considers his law foolish. Just a thought.